All right, guys, welcome to another weekly weapons brief brought to you by Battlefield Vegas. My name is Livio.
And I'm Sean.
All right, guys, now that we got the introduction part taken care of, my name is Livio again, and today we're going to talk about the M60E6. This was put into production by U.S. Ordnance. This is the newest modernized version of the M60 that we'll see as far back as Vietnam. This weighs a little bit more than 20 pounds. It fires about 550 rounds a minute of the 7.62 NATO round. This is a gas-operated, belt-fed, air-cooled, open-bolt system. It reaches out at about 1,100 meters, and currently today, the Danish Army uses this as their general-purpose machine gun in the Royal Danish Army, and it's also used in various SOCOM operations as well. So right now, I'm going to turn this over to Sean. Let Sean break this thing apart for you, and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more.
All right, you guys, first things first, what we're going to do, just like any other firearm, we're going to go ahead and clear the weapon out. We're going to lift up on the feed tray cover. Charge back on the...
Charge back, Sean! Charge back!
We're going to charge back on the charging handle and visually inspect the chamber, making sure that it's empty. We're going to then ride the bolt forward, and we can continue our breakdown. Right. So now that the weapon's clear, first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the buffer retaining yoke. You're going to set that off to the side, and you're going to pull back on the buttstock. Inside of the buttstock is a hydraulic buffer. You're going to turn it upside down, shake it out. It's going to come out, looks just like that. Set that off to the side along with the buttstock. Next thing to come out is going to be your guide rod and guide rod spring. Set those off to the side. You're going to have to yank back pretty hard on this charging handle to get the bolt to unlock. So you do it just like that. And the bolt is actually spring loaded, so you got to hold on to it when it pops out of the receiver, and it'll pop just like that. All right. The barrel is actually a quick change barrel system similar to the MG42 that we covered previously. You just lift up on this little tab and the barrel pulls straight out, just like that. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take apart the bolt assembly. It's 6 main parts, 7 if you include the op rod. First thing you're going to do, like I said before, the bolt is actually spring assisted. What you're going to do is you're going to, holding onto the op rod, you're going to push forward on the bolt and lift it off of the op rod, setting the op rod aside. The next thing that you're going to do to take this bolt apart is there's a little hole that's cut in the back of this roller with a pin in it. You're going to take a pick or a punch and you're just going to push out that pin, just like that. Set the pin off to the side, it can roll off the table. You're going to unscrew this back cap that's actually retaining the firing pin and spring. Set that off to the side, pull off your roller assembly. Out comes your spring and your firing pin assembly right there. And that is your bolt taken apart. This is how far you would take it apart for your average cleaning. You really don't have to take it apart any further. Removing the extractor is actually a little difficult. But for everyday cleaning, this is as far down as it would go. All right, you guys, we went ahead and assembled the bolt for you off camera. So now let's go ahead and get this gun back together. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take the barrel and you're going to insert it into the receiver. Just like that. You're going to push down on this locking piece to ensure that the barrel is locked into the receiver. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to apply forward pressure on this bolt as you insert it into the back of the receiver. You're going to push it forward past the sear until it locks into the barrel. You'll hear a click. Next thing you do is you take your guide rod and guide rod spring, put them together, and insert it into the back of the receiver, making sure that it goes into the bolt. You take your assembled buttstock, attach it to the back of the receiver, push it forward, and install your yoke. Next thing you want to do is ensure that it functions correctly. Charge the bolt to the rear, holding back on the charging handle, place the weapon on safe. Pull the trigger. It should not fire. Next thing you want to do is put it back on fire, pull the trigger, ride the bolt forward, you're done.
All right, awesome, man. Thanks, Sean. No worries. That was awesome, dude. All right, so we're going to go over how we shoot this here at Battlefield Vegas and what it's like to shoot this thing. First things first, make sure your finger is up and high off the trigger. Keep that off the trigger until you're ready to fire. You guys hear me say it all the time. You want to start with your buttstock. Don't put it on the outside. Make sure it's in here, in the pocket of your shoulder right here. A lot of times with this gun, a lot of belt feds, you have to worry about where the rounds come out the bottom. This one, you don't have to worry about that, but you still want to either keep your hand on the foregrip right here or bring it back here behind you. I actually recommend keeping it back here just for a little bit more control. It keeps it tighter in your shoulder that way. Make sure your cheek's on the stock so that you can see that red dot inside this sight right here. Keep yourself some eye relief right there. Don't get too close to it. But put that red dot on the target. You don't have to line anything up. When you squeeze the trigger, you're going to make sure you give a full solid squeeze and a full solid release. Give it about a 4 or 5 round burst before releasing it. Feathering the trigger could cause some malfunctions. But other than that, guys, this thing is a blast to shoot. It's going to be on a pindle here, so it's bolted to the ground. You guys, when you're shooting it here, you're really not going to get any recoil off this thing. It's a lot of fun to shoot. I've already said that. Thanks for joining us, guys. As always, leave your comments, questions, concerns at the bottom, and we'll see you next time.